up, BMs? It's your girl Tiffany back with another video. So as y'all seen in the title, today is about the time dun, 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 I was in a cult. I took a poll on the time that I got jumped and the time I was in a cult, and the time that I was in a cult won. Before I get into the video, these earrings are on my site, everythingtiffany.com. You can visit. So in this video, let me make a disclaimer. I will not be using people's names. This is a very true story. This happened 2020 during the panoramic. And let's just get into it because it's some tea to spill. So as I'm recording this video, I am currently in my room on my couch that's in my room. So we're gonna call this tea time. So spilling that tea. That's just on period. So let's get right into it. I wrote a couple notes and then I was like, I didn't forget. So here go my notes. So y'all see me looking down, looking around. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, so let's get into it. So, we're going to change names. Names will not be the same. I will not disclose the church that I was in. So it was actually a church, but it was definitely a cult. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so I joined this church in 2020. The month was about May, June. I had won a couple times before, and then I had dropped my kids off to Detroit to spend time with my mom because I live in Georgia. And then I had really got into the church while my kids were gone. Okay, so when I first joined the church, it was cool. It had a couple red flags, but that's any church. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna call the pastor, Manny. We're just gonna call him Manny. So the pastor, his name Manny, we gonna call his wife CT. So one day, you know, after service, I had, hold on, let me rewind. Let me rewind. I'm going a little too quick. Okay, so I had joined this church because I had a family member who went to this church that lives where I live. So they were like, you know what I'm saying, come to this church, his word is this, and I know you're going through this, because mind you, if you guys watched my previous videos, if you didn't, after this video, make sure you go and watch the time that I divorced or filed papers for divorcing my husband. So, you know, I was going through a lot. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I need to get in church. I really need to get in God and stuff like that. So comes. Okay, so I already dropped my kids off. I'm back at church. We're having full services one day at the church. Cece, which is the first lady, comes up to me and, you know, asks me, can I work in her store? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? You know what I'm saying? But I can't do it full time. I could do it part time, but I can't do it full time. So she was like, yeah, that's perfect. So I'm like, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? A little extra money to put in my pocket. I could spend this on like little knickknacks for the house or little knickknacks for, you know, me and my kids. Send my mother money because she has my children for the summer. So, and before you guys start talking crap, yes, they had church services during the panoramic because, as you guys know, in the state of Georgia, nothing is closed. It's still a panoramic going on right now, and nothing is closed. So, anyways, so we having service, and mind you, while we have service, like every Sunday, he be Manny. So Manny basically, he will be like, you know, if you're not here, you're crazy because, you know, you can't worship God over a phone, da 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 da. And I'm in there like, yes, dumb. Yes, you gotta praise God just up in here. You gotta get up in here. So we have service. Like I said, his wife, she comes to me, asks me to work at the store. I end up going to the store, visiting the store, check it out. I eventually start working there on Mondays, and on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So it was good, like through the summer. Like I feel like I did really good. So I want to say my children come back, And when my children come back, it's like, I don't know if I got a little too comfortable with them. Told them a little bit too much of my business. But they had got a little too comfortable. So I knew a lot of tea that was going on within the church. You know what I'm saying? A lot of tea about Cece from back in the day before she got saved, which when I get further into the story, you're going to see that homegirl not really saved, period. But before she got saved, she used to smoke an ounce of weed on the weekend, how she used to get drunk, so on and so forth. So I'm like, she's telling me her past. I can't judge her. She even would say stuff like, I'm Cece here, and while I'm at church, like I'm first lady, so don't, you know what I'm saying, treat me like I'm first lady here, because it's different. So if you want to open up, talk, But to be honest with you, I honestly feel like they do that so you can get closer to them, so they can know your business, so it can become a sermon. Because I will go to church, and the stories that I would hear from Cece in the store, will be a sermon, definitely, of the people that was in the church. So say if Bobby over here was cheating on Sarah over here, I would know, and then it would become a sermon at church. So, or, Cece would know, and then it become a sermon at church, because Manny would definitely tell us that God told him, but really Cece told him. So, I had told her a little bit about me going through my divorce. Like, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And they knew the story of, what happened between me and him, and so on and so forth. So I was like, still debating if I wanted to be married, if I wanted to be single, what I wanted to do. So one day I come into the store, and Manny comes to the store, and he says to me, he turns around and says to me, like, if you go back with him, he's going to kill you. And it didn't really register. I was like, if I go back with my man, I'm going to die. He said God told him that. But then hearing a little bit of, it didn't really register. It was kind of like, this nigga tripping type of thing. But I was like, okay, whatever. So we go to church this Sunday. So, you go to the front of the church, you all stand up for praise and worship. And then you have your service, and then you all go to the front so you get prayed for. I go up there. He chooses me. Mind you, I had told Cece a little bit about what I had going on. So, he says, mind you, my kids are back by this time. He says, it's me, my daughter's up there to get prayed for, in front of my daughters, that if I do not leave him, he's going to shoot me in my head and I'm going to die. That was red flag number one. So I was kind of like, dang, in front of the whole church? You tell this in front of the whole church. So after that, I definitely fell away. Like, I literally fell to the ground crying on my knees, being so dramatic. So I eventually come home, called my best friend, and I'm like, Kari, listen, they said such. And she like, I really don't know about this church. Like, I really don't like this church. Like, it's something ain't right, because why would they tell you that, especially in front of your children? So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I started to like feel away, because I definitely felt the way, because you said this in front of my kids. They're right here. Like, literally, it's me, boom, boom. Me, do. Speaking of kids, make sure you follow them on Everything Kids. They just posted their first video. They're very excited. It's just like an introduction of what's going to be coming on their channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on this channel. I will make sure that I post my social medias on here somewhere. Make sure you follow me on all of my social medias, which is Everything Tiffany. So anyways, let's get back to the story. So she like, I really don't like them. I fell away. And my mom, my mom, that's like my best friend. So I definitely called her and told her she felt away. And so my mom eventually comes down here. So I really let that go. So my mom comes down here, don't know why I let it go. I even talked to my ex-husband, and he was like, and I was expecting him to be like, rah, 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 rah. But he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, they said, what? In front of who? And you did what? Like, you really shouldn't go there. But I'm like, this nigga hating because I'm about to go to church. This nigga hating because he don't want me to go to church, whatever. Because if I talk about him, that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother day. So, after I disclosed all the information to my family members, I still go to the church, but then I started to not want to go to this church because I go back up there like the next Sunday or like 2 Sundays after that, and the pastor says, if you be with him, I see him shooting you in your head and you're gonna be in the casket. Like, God just told me that right now. Like, this nigga is tripping. Like, that's how I felt. So that was red flag number 2. That was like red flag number 3. He would say stuff like his prayers will get to God before ours will, because we don't pray as much as he do. We're not as worthy as he is. He would say all type of crazy stuff like that, and that made me feel away because, baby boy, my prayers get to God just like yours do. My prayers get to God just as fast as yours would. So that made me feel away. So, but when I started to feel away, I am the type of person that I can't hold it in. So I would go to the store and I would tell his wife. So I told her how I felt, and she was like, you know, I didn't tell him nothing. God really speaks to him. He got this gift. He like really powerful, and so on and so forth. So I want to say a month. So we probably in like September now. Everything is going good. You know what I'm saying? I had just stopped disclosing that I was still having communications with my ex-husband. Like, that ain't none of your business. So I don't really got to tell you. So, one day, Cece walks in the store and was like, you ain't living right. I'm like, in my head, like, what am I doing? Because to be honest with y'all, I definitely changed my lifestyle. Like, I still was me. You know what I'm saying? But like, I started fasting. Like, I fasted for 7 days, drank nothing but water and juice. Successfully completed that. So I was reading books that they would give me. Like, this is one of the books they wanted me to read. This is another book. This is another book. This is another book. And there's one more, but I would have to look for those. So they wanted me to read these books. I was like really getting into it. You know what I'm saying? All type of. So she was like, you're not living right. So I'm like, you know, she was like, read this part of the Bible. I can't remember what verse it was or what scripture it was, but read this part of the Bible, and it'll basically tell you that you're not living right. So I'm like, okay. So she like, read it right now. So I'm like, okay, but I thought we weren't reading church into the store, but it's a whole other day. So I read it, and she like, so what do you feel about it? Like, how do you feel about it? So I'm like, I like, what do you want me to say? She like, so basically, God came to me last night and told me that you were still communicating with people you ain't got no business communicating with. I'm grown. Baby, I'm a grown woman. Stop playing with me, because, mind you, I'm telling y'all that I'm 31. I'm grown. Like, y'all is not paying my bills, nothing. Like, what are you talking about? I'm talking to whoever I choose to speak to. You know what I'm saying? So they really just wanted me to stop talking to my ex. And I can understand why, but at the same time, you're not about to force me. You're not about to tell me that I'm going to go to hell because I'm still communicating with him, because at the end of the day, that's my husband. And technically, what the Bible telling you is that you're not supposed to get a divorce. And that's how I looked at marriage. Like, you are not supposed to get a divorce. It's thick and thin. It's just thin right now. I was done, but whatever. So, this when it started getting bad. So October come. My mom comes around Thanksgiving. My mom comes around Halloween, sorry. My mom comes around Halloween. They had like an event at the church on that Saturday. The next day was a Sunday. She says to me, my mom says to me, like, why do I feel like I don't want to attend this church tomorrow? And I'm like, Mom, you was gonna say that. We know you was gonna say that anyway. She like, nah, something telling me that I don't want to attend this church. So we come on that Wednesday, and she like, oh, is your mom still here? Why she didn't attend church? And I'm like, yeah, she just didn't want to attend. She stayed home with the girls, cause I just let my daughter stay home with her. So that rubbed her the wrong way, because me and my children are supposed to be in church every Sunday, not miss a Sunday. I had already been in Bible study twice a week, the choir, and my daughters was on the praise dance team. We had church every day, y'all. We had church every day, ma'am. They were my mother, like, you know. So, mind you, we in all of this stuff. November comes, and I did not go to church one day. Like, I just did not feel like going. I was tired. I just wanted to chill at home. I literally, that Sunday, I stayed home, cleaned my house, chill with my children, so on and so forth. And I had to go back to work that next Wednesday. So the pastor came into the store, and it was like he had tunnel vision. Like, he didn't see her. He didn't see, because I worked with another girl. So it was me, her, and the first lady at the church. He didn't see nobody but me. So he like, why you didn't come to church on Sunday? You talking to me? You talking to me? Because you're not talking to me, because I didn't come. You know, that's how I felt. So I'm like, I didn't even get a chance to answer. He was like, I kick people out of my church for not coming, for missing days. So in my head, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck? But I ain't say nothing. I just kind of let it go. The first lady and the girl that I work with, like, was shocked. So the girl that I work with, she knew that I kind of like speak my mind. I don't really hold back too much. So she was surprised that I didn't say anything. But I didn't say anything because, one, that was the pastor. And then 2, I was like slightly taken off guard. And then 3, I had a lot of other stuff going on. So I really did not even, like, I just didn't come. So he like, I keep people out of my church for missing days. Like, I missed a Sunday. I go to church Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I go to church 5 days a week. I missed one day. Whoop-de-doo. Like, you know what I'm saying? One Sunday we're going we're going to church during a panoramic. It's a panoramic going on. And we in church. And I'm not missing any days. And the day that I miss, you have a problem, sir? Sir. Anyways, so when he left, I had said something to his wife. And I'm like, I really do not bite my tongue, and you know that. And I really felt the way about the way he came at me. So she like, I felt the way too. I really wanted to climb under the table, because I ain't never, mind you, she said, I never heard him talk to somebody like that. You're lying. Because he was too comfortable doing that with me. So I'm like, so on that Monday, I get a text message. So I worked that Saturday. So on that Monday, I get a text message as read. It says, good afternoon. I have been instructed by the Lord. This is your husband, but by the Lord. have been instructed by the Lord that your season with us is over. It's been a pleasure working with you. I had so many fun days and laughter, and some not fun days. You are no longer on the schedule as of today. I pray God blessing upon you in your future endeavors. You will receive your pay regularly as scheduled. So excuse my work phone, but this is what I got. So I'm like, that sent me over the edge. So I called her, and I'm like, what happened? She was like, it wasn't nothing that you did at the store. It was just like, basically, your spirit isn't right. My spirit isn't right because I don't let your husband talk to me any kind of way. And you know, so on and so forth. They're like, yeah, but he never apologizes to anyone, and he apologized to you, so you should. They were trying to make so many excuses for him, because when I had told another girl who worked at the other store that they had, that they said they knew since it was 12, when I told her, she was like, you know, oh, you was talking to Manny, you want to talk to Apostle. That's all the same person. I don't know if y'all trying to make it seem like, you know, trying to give him excuses, so on and so forth, but no, that's the same person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like in the church, like I would hear stories from like back in the day. Like one girl, uh, she had been in the church since she was like, I guess 12, so on and so forth. And they were like casting a demon out of her, and she was gyrating on the floor. I've been to church my whole life. Never seen that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it don't exist, but I never seen that. This church literally had like, I want to say 30 people go to this church. And the family member that I had to go to the church didn't necessarily even go to the church. They played music. There was a musician of the church. They didn't attend the church. You know what I'm saying? So that should have been a red flag right there. But because they will always say, like, that's not my church, I just play there. You know what I'm saying? I have a good service. But the pastor is very cocky. Like, he would say stuff like this watch on my wrist, you would get where I'm at if you know how to pray. Like, I got millions of dollars. But mind you, I work at the store with y'all, so you're cap. It's cap, because I remember one Sunday, no, it was one Saturday. I remember Cece saying, like, all of our accounts is in the negative, but we'll be okay. Just come next week. We get to church on Sunday, and he demands that we pay $177. Demands it. Like, you have to pay it. I kindly looked at that man and was looking at him. It had been times where he'd had people put their head down to pray, and I been staring at him because I knew he was a bunch of bull. Like, he has been talking about a game with his son while everybody's supposed to be praying. But you cap, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was really like, I didn't see pastors going to the church that had just moved to Georgia, was going to the church in the middle of the sermon, got up with the guests that they brought. So it was the husband, the wife, and their two guests. Got up, left, never came back. I seen a person that I had when I first started going there, it was a guy and his wife. They left, cussed everybody out, never came back. So all of those was like red flags to me. And what makes it funny is to this day, nigga. But to this day, the first lady still texts me. CC still texts me, like, let's see. Let's pull some receipts up, because I always keep the receipts. That's one thing to know about me. It's gonna be a receipt cat. Hey, love, I was on your website, wanted to order a few things. I wanted to know how the money roll was ran in the size they are cut to size or smaller, etc. I want a lingerie set with the robe, shorts, top and shorts, and I wanted to know about the sizes too. She never bought nothing. Never clicked it. She just literally wanted to be in my business to see if I was like, because she's like, come on, I'm going to still have your bag. And lady, leave me alone. We don't go there no more. I don't work with y'all no more. I never will step foot back in y'all church, and I'm glad I seen what I seen now. You have brainwashed all these people. Brainwashed all these people, and it's not even a lot. The congregation was more like 30 people. I see why. Everybody that go to your church is really all of a family, because it is the girl that they saying that they adopt, her mother, that girl got like 5 kids, and her husband. And then it is another girl that supposedly came to the church because the girl that had the 5 kids was sleeping with the girl man. So now they're cool. It's just a whole bunch of, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like they felt, okay, she's vulnerable. She's going through something. Let me wheel her in because that's another dollar. You know what I'm saying? Like, every time we set foot in that church, it didn't matter if it was for Bible rehearsal, if it was for praise dance team, they wanted you to pay a tithe. Listen, if I give you all my money, they say that you're supposed to pay God first and then you figure out the rest. I promise you, right hand up, you're supposed to pay God and then you figure out the rest. I'm going to pay God 10%. And then I'm going to pay the rest of my bills because I can't come live with you. Like, literally, I would be at the store and would hear Cece talk about, like I said, she smoked an ounce of weed when she was younger, you know what I'm saying? And it's not saying that you can't talk about your past because everybody has past, but at the same time, why are we talking about this? Like, she would talk about how she used to fight with her baby daddy, and when he went to prison is when she met him and married him so fast. You married him so fast, baby girl, because you was trying to get that D. He was supposed to be a pastor since he was 10, cap, but it was just like a whole lot of. So yeah, y'all, I had to do this video. I had to, because it's been on my mind for like 2 months. I had to do this video. So again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We got a lot more things coming. We got a lot more videos coming, a lot more story times coming. We got some lit story times coming because we got some pranks coming. We got a lot of stuff coming. Again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to my daughter's channel, Everything Kids. Everything has 2 H's just like mine. Make sure you follow their social medias, Everything Kids, Everything Tiffany. Visit my website, everythingtiffany.com, and